At this point, what is the biggest misconception of you? What's a viewer opinion that is incorrect people have about you?
The incorrect opinion that people have about me, it's so many opinions that people have about me, but I feel like the main one is that I don't have my own. And the thing is, I have everything that I have, I own myself because I've been that bitch and I'm still that bitch. So
Where does that misconception come from?
that misconception comes from me being around higher level people that have more income than me, maybe, or me just being able to sit at billionaire tables and people trying to figure out how I'm able to take a seat at that table. So they're like, they think that I need somebody else in the industry to help me have income or to help me succeed, when in reality I just got to be me, and I'm going to succeed regardless. Like, my path is already made for Amirror. Period.
You have been in conversations with billionaires before?
Yes, a lot of them.
Most in one room at one time.
You know what? The most in one room was when I was in Abu Dhabi, and it was like maybe the whole restaurant was billionaires, like, honestly. And literally my plate was like maybe $30,000 just for my plate. And trust me, everybody around me was like ministers and governors and everything. So like they're very made. But I'd rather sit beside a lot of people like that because I feel like they're not in competition with anybody. They're not feeling threatened by anybody. They don't feel like they have to shit on the next person. They're good. A piece of paper of money doesn't matter to them. Like, so they're more at peace with their life. So I like billionaires.
What's a conversation with a billionaire like?
A conversation with a billionaire is, how do I be a billionaire? What can I do to make as much money as you're making? And that's just period. Billionaire conversations is about money, about business. How they don't want to talk about personal. I mean, if you're not in their family, then it really don't matter. They'll say that they probably, like, fuck with you, but like in reality, they're billionaires because they have business meetings about billionaires, So that's my, I don't know what everybody else think, but me, that's my conversation.
Now, let's say somebody's watching this, never been in a conversation with a billionaire, and finds themselves in one, okay?
Okay.
How do they conduct themselves? Are there any do's or don'ts in a billionaire conversation, a conversation with a billionaire?
Okay, so.
And this is generally speaking, because
Okay.
situations can be different for everybody.
Yeah.
But
Coming from where I'm from, I'm not from the hood, but I definitely came from rags to riches. So I understand, like, a lot of people may be uncomfortable when even walking or even seeing billionaires or millionaires at that. So my thing is, just be yourself. Because I thought that people would judge me of where I come from and be like, well, this little ghetto girl from the ghetto, and we don't want her by there. Let me tell y'all, I act just the way I want to act. I'm loud still. I'm a curse your ass out still if the food nasty. I literally said at the table, this shit is nasty for $30,000. And they all just bust out laughing. Because I can't be fake. Like, I'm not going to fake it to be around anybody just because they have money. Like, it's okay. I may not be on their billionaire level, but I'm going to get there. And that's just that. So, like, just be yourself. Be normal. Don't feel threatened. Don't feel like you're not worthy to be by them, because you are.
and I don't know if you were just joking here or not, but was in fact that $30,000 plate not good food to you?
It wasn't actually. Like, it was just like some noodles with a little bit of butter on them. And I could have ate ramen noodles, some chicken flavor, shrimp. Okay, I could have went to the Chinese store and got me some lo mein, like some anything, some Thailand food. Okay, anything.
Are you able to describe any more detail about what was involved in that $30,000 plate?
Okay, honestly, it was some meat that probably was. I mean, I like well done food, but a lot of people out the country, if you don't travel, then whatever. But if you travel, then you would know that a lot of people like their food like raw. And I do not like raw meat. Like I have to have burnt meat at this point. Like honestly, just a little brick on the top. But it was a little bit of steak raw, medium well done, but not well done at all for me, and some noodles and a little salad. I could have went. Wendy's got better food than that. So, I mean, but hey, it is what it is. Whoever owns the restaurant, they're a good chef for whoever they're a good chef for. And I'm pretty sure that they just don't have the restaurant because they're billionaires. It's people that was killing the fuck out of that food, okay? I wasn't, but they were.
What about beverages?
Oh, the beverage, I was fucked up. Okay? It was the Hennessy for me. I'm a Don Julio drinker now because I'm trying to stay fit and fine. But then it was the Henny me. Period.
Care to share the name of this restaurant at the time?
Nope. Ain't gonna get me because I gotta come back there with my billionaire friends.
And just for added context, at that time, when you had a $30,000 plate with a
Yes.
restaurant full of billionaires, how much did you have in the bank at that time?
Big money. Big money. Big boss mirror. Let her get that clear. Foreign's what I steer. You can't keep up with these gears. I always got money in bank. I can't tell everybody. I don't want to be a threat. I'm already a target at all times. So I just feel like, oh, little sweetie old me. I could have bitches think I'm broke. And it's okay with me. Okay? But a bitch will never be that. But you get what I'm saying? I'd rather keep that to myself.
Have you ever been in your life?
What, broke?
Yes.
Oh, I've definitely been broke. Okay? That's why I appreciate the money that I got now. That's why I can't tell y'all how much I got because it's like, goddamn. I'm amazed at this point. But not seriously. I'm thankful and I'm blessed and I'm grateful that I am able to have the income that I do have coming in because I'm able to take care of my mother. She doesn't have to work. She's retired because of me. And my family, like anything that they need, I can help them make their own reality come to their dreams, So, like, all jokes aside, like, everybody love money. But I literally, damn near really don't spend that much money on myself. I spend it on my mama. Like, she wanted her hair done today before I had this interview. She wanted her lashes done. I just got my mama a new Porsche, okay? Period. So, like, it is what it is. I do this for them. I don't flex on nobody. I'm the sweetest person, honestly. I have a beautiful spirit, so I don't really like to flex too much.
When it came to being broke one point in your life, what do you think your bottom point was?
You know what? My bottom point is not having the freedom I wanted to have. I remember when I was a video vixen and I was living above my means. And, like, I would go to video sets and I would, like, see, like, all the video vixens there, right? Like, at the time, it was, like, Black China, Lyra Galore. It was, like, the baddest bitches, okay? And they still bad. Miracle Watts. Like, we was running the streets, period. That R.A. Fletcher and them is what we was, you know what I mean, back then. That's why we let them do what they do, because they all bad now. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, then I was living above my means. I was trying to live. I knew I was not rich. I didn't have what I have today, and I barely was fucking paying my rent, okay? But I made sure that it was taken care of, and it was a fucking struggle. But I'm humble, and that's why every time I see somebody that needs help, even any video vixen today, any model, any artist, like, anybody that needs help, like, I'm always the person that somebody could come to. I'm the praying friend. I'm the lit friend. I'm the get you out of your struggle friend. I'm everything friend. So, and because I was broke, that's why.
This bottom point that you just described, how were you able to overcome it?
Okay, you know what? I was able to overcome me being at the bottom is honestly when I met Akon. Because literally, I've been met Akon maybe in like 2011 because I was working on a soundtrack for the Mulan Disney soundtrack or whatever. And I met Khan in a money meeting. We was at BB&T Bank or whatever like that in Atlanta. And I had a person named Greg McPherson at the time that was helping manage me or whatever like that. And so that was actually where I was living above my means at, is where I had the meeting at. It was in Atlantic Station at BB&T, and I lived at Atlantic Station at the 12. And so, like, that meeting, it was like 2011, and they inspired me, you know, the first time I met him. But the second time I met him is when I overcome the brokenness. I basically cried out to him, and I was like, look, like, I'm willing to, like, I wasn't even just talking about artistry. I wasn't talking about music or anything. I was just talking about life, because me and Akon were like super close, super best friends before anything. So it's just like, I was just talking to him about life, and he's such a real man more than anybody in this industry, because I know so many niggas in this industry and they didn't help me with shit. Okay? This the only motherfucking real nigga that helps me where I am today. Like, literally. So if anybody ever had anything to say about, you know, like me and Akon, or why did I choose to be signed to Akon or anything like that, it's because he's the only real motherfucker that gave me a shot. Everybody had a chance to give me a shot. Rick Ross, Future, every fucking body had chances to give me a shot. And this is the only motherfucker that, excuse my language, y'all, but I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I come from what my emotions is coming out. So basically, like, the nigga gave me a shot. The man gave me a shot. The king gave me a shot. And I salute him from everything. Because, again, leading back to this question, a bitch was broke. I was living above my means. I was able to just take care of my rent, but like outside of that, I wanted Louis Vuitton, I wanted Chanel, I wanted to own a house, I wanted properties, I wanted everything, but I couldn't do that until now. So.
Now, are you able to shed some light on the actual shot he gave you?
Okay, so the actual shot he gave me was basically not telling y'all too much information, because it comes to business, but the information I can tell you is that Akon Delta flew me a key to a better condo, a bigger condo, and said, here, you're going to move into here, and I'm going to take care of you, and everything that you need to be, I just want to see you win. That's exactly, so he provided me a better life to see me win. And I don't know anybody in this motherfucking world that I even know that somebody came in their life and said, let me give you a key to this place, and you ain't got to take care of shit ever. You ain't got to deal with me. You ain't got to deal with these niggas. You ain't got to deal with anybody in these streets. You just sit here and you get to where you want to get to. And eventually, he saw the best in me. And of course, we were around each other for years, and then he signed me. I had to prove my point. He wasn't just going to sign me because I was around him because we were dating. He signed me because I'm me, and I'm talented as fuck, and I'm first lady now of comic culture, comic music. Yeah, that was a lot.
Now, what's your current status with Akon outside of music?
So outside of music. So that's a very big question, but hey, just like a G that I am, my relationship outside of my business with Akon is my husband. I practice polygamy, and he does too. We're both Muslim, and I don't know if anybody know what polygamy is, because a lot of people that attack me, I get attacked on this daily, but when this is your lifestyle and when this is your life and your reality, you don't give a fuck what anybody else say. because they don't know where me and him, they don't know how our relations connect. They don't know how our spirits connect. They don't know the voids that we both needed to feel for each other to connect. They don't know why God put us to each other, but we know. So that's all that mattered. And again, like, I know this is the question that everybody asks me all the damn time, but I literally don't hide it, and he doesn't hide it either. Like, I think this man did like a million interviews about what he practiced, and I think a lot of people don't agree on it because they're jealous. I'm being honest. And a lot of people have opinions and they're like, oh, well, you don't mind sharing a man. Let me tell y'all, ladies, where the fuck I come from, these niggas always been shared. Y'all just ain't known. These niggas is cheating on y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all husbands be trying to talk to bitches like me. So if I find a good man, a rich man, a healthy man, a wealthy man, a good man, I'ma stick beside him. Okay? I'ma stick beside this man because in reality, like I said, like in reality, y'all bitches is getting cheated on. And that's just what it is. And in reality, this is what I practice. So just because my beliefs is not your beliefs doesn't mean that you got to stample over me. Only God can judge me. Only God can judge anybody. And honestly, I'm not trying to like step on anybody's foot, but polygamy is in the Bible. Just to let y'all know that. It's in the Bible and the Quran. So read upon that, and then you guys will understand a little bit better. And let me tell y'all one thing. He lucky to have me, okay? No, it's not easy being in a situation like this, but when you love somebody and when you know both where y'all both want to go in life, then it's fine. Period. The fuck?
When it comes to polygamy, you've already described some of it, but is there anything you want to educate this audience about polygamy other than what you've already said?
Okay, I can educate you guys on just go honestly study it. Like, I feel like the only people that it bothers is people that probably wants to be with me personally or wants to be with him personally. I feel like that's honestly the only thing people that it bothers because my mom's okay, his dad's okay, his family's okay with it. So it's just like, if our family's okay with it, we're not gonna, don't care about what anybody else say about y'all. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't think like that. If I literally thought about what people, if you literally think about what people say about you on a daily, then your life, you would not be able to live in your reality. Like, your brain would just unconnect from you. You would be like a zombie because I'm not going to make me feel like y'all feel about me. I'm going to feel the way the fuck I feel about how I feel at all times. That's why, like, I think that's how far I've got, like, is just not caring. And honestly, just know that I'm not a dumb bitch. I'm not a naive bitch. If he's a celebrity, if he's ever out there doing anything crazy, I know first and foremost because he gonna tell me. And I'm crazy. I like bitches. So all y'all fine bitches, if y'all seeing this interview, come on over, baby. I should have mixed that with what I said, but it is what it is. It's my life. You only live once, and I'm going to live it the way I want to. And as long as I'm good about it, then.
That was going to lead into one of my many questions I have for you, was what your sexuality actually was.
Okay. So, and that's another reason why I'm probably able to deal with it a little bit better too, is because when I was younger, I was in a situation that made me scared of men. So, like, I wasn't never a lesbian, but I don't even know what you call this. So, like, I just like the way females look, and I felt like I never been in short-term relationships with males. So my thing is, anybody that I've been in a long-term relationship with, you get a little tired of them. I'm just being honest. You get a little tired of your man, but you don't want to cheat on your man, and you don't want to be with another man. So I'm the type of girl that just bring me a woman, And we gonna love each other to the day we die. That's just that. And I'ma spoil her and take good care of her. She ain't even gotta spoil me. Just give me a good time. And I can go back to my husband whenever I need. And that is what it is. And that's just being all 100. And I think that's what people don't like. I just feel like a lot of people don't like that I'm as real as I can be. Like, I can't hide it. It's nothing in me to hide at all.
Just for further clarification with your sexuality, you're obviously married to Akon, as you already mentioned. But when it comes to the...
And no, not married through in the States. I know, you can't marry. I'm sorry, because I have to make sure I bring that up.
Go ahead.
Oh, you can't marry. Y'all, first off, if you practice polygamy, clearly we're not going in the States to go goddamn marry. You're going to Africa, and you're going to do the African way, okay? Google that, too. Okay, it's the African way and it's American way. The motherfucker ain't American. I'm American, but we do it the African way, and that's just that. Like, Lord, these motherfuckers. But I'm gonna answer what y'all want to hear. Okay, come on, we got you.
When it comes to your sexuality and dealing with the same sex for you, is it strictly just for sexual purposes?
You know what? No, it's not just for sexual purposes. It's actually for comfort. It's for voids of when he is with another wife. I don't have to think about it. Nobody, of course, some people would think about it. Me, I don't want to think about the shit because I don't want to care about the shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what I put myself into, so this is what I'm going to deal with. So, like, I'd rather deal with the women. I can't. If I go, I know it's like people may think he's doing what he want to do. He ain't doing what the fuck he want to do. Trust the fuck out of me because I'm psycho. And everybody else is too. But, for instance, a woman, she can please me in a way, honestly, that I don't want to be pleased by nobody else. And a woman, she can be a best friend. She can talk to you about certain things. She can love on me. She can feed me grapes. She can cook for me. We could watch you and Netflix. We could watch a little sex. Okay, I'm going to stop.
Now, which gender did you have your first sexual experience with, ever?
Oh, a male, of course. Oh, yeah, I wasn't into girls that early. I didn't even think, honestly, I didn't have sexual intercourse until I was after high school. I know that might sound crazy because a bitch is fine, but I definitely didn't. Like, my mother was strict. I wasn't even able to leave the household. Like, okay, I was the cheerleader captain at Ludlow High School. I wasn't in these streets. Boo-boo.
And care to share what age that was when you did have your first sexual experience with a male?
I was 18, like right after high school. Oh, my God. It was the worst. I don't even want to talk about it.
That's no problem.
Now I know it was the worst, but...
When it comes to your sexuality, when it comes to polygamy, things of that nature, is that something that you've mentioned in your music at all?
Honestly, not so far. But in my first song, you know what? Actually, I haven't said polygamy or anything, but my first single, it was Real Love. And I was saying, I don't really care about your Ferrari, your money, your jewelry. Oh, no, no, no. All I really want is your real love. Like, I'm about real love and loyalty. Like, I know a lot of people do shit to people that may hurt them, but I feel like if you can stick it out and be loyal to somebody and committed, then I'd rather somebody be loyal to me than love me. And that's 100% real because loyalty go a longer way than saying I love you. So, and my other single, Move, that's Move, bitch. Get the fuck out my way. Got a stick on me. I ain't about to pull out no mace. Of course I feel like killing bitches sometimes, but I can't because I'm going to go to jail about it. So, it's not saying that I want to... It's not saying about polygamy, but I'm obviously talking about, like, my emotions that I go through, you know?
When it comes to polygamy, and I'm just tying some loose ends here of some things that you did mention already in this interview. When it comes to polygamy, and just because we've already set up this chronological timeline, uh, were you already into polygamy before you met Akon or after?
Definitely after. I would never, now don't get me wrong, I never thought that I would love a person. I would never thought I would let somebody manage me like that. I would never thought that I would even, honestly, I probably was like everybody else. I probably was maybe judged, but I didn't even really think about it so much because my grandfather and my dad were just the same as Akon. You know what I mean? They're Muslims. They're Muslim man, and that's just our culture. So it's like when you're seeing someone do it, it's like you're not blind to it. You're not naive to it. That's just what it is. So of course I wasn't into it before I met him because like I wasn't even really caring to be in relationships with anybody that serious. I wasn't willing to get married to anybody. I wasn't willing to like be that committed. But after meeting him, it's something about the person. Like, it's not just that what he does for me, but what he does for the world, what he does for his family, what he does for the other women in his life, honestly, what he does for my mom. You get what I'm saying? Like, this man does for so many people that it's like, how can you not love that spirit? I know everybody sees the shell on the outside, but like, I see the spirit, I see the soul. So it's a different type of beauty that people don't see. And of course, he's not going to show that to everybody, but I'm pretty sure, like, everybody knows, like, he's a respected person in this game.
So I'm going to infer here that he opens you to polygamy and that sort of thing.
Yes, definitely.
Now, because you weren't on that before meeting him, is this something he's upfront with you about?
Oh, definitely. He's definitely upfront with everybody about this. Like, when I tell you, if I be like, even if it's just a girl that, like, just wants to talk about relationship advice with him, he's going to bring it up to them. You get what I'm saying? But this is something that, like, he told me when he first met me, like, hey, I have this many wives, and this is what has to be like this, and you can't disrespect, you can't do this, you can't, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely like, and I understood, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just come in somebody's life and try to change them or change their ways. You just have to accept it. And with me, the first thing I always told him is like, whatever you put out there, just make sure you always tell me first. Make sure you stay, because everybody has different, I'm not going to speak on anybody because that's not, I'm not going to do that. But me, like, when it comes to, like, just anybody in my life, I need it to be upfront. Make sure I have a choice. You get what I'm saying? Give me this and A, B, and C, and let me pick between those. And I picked A, okay? Like, and I went with it, and years later, this is where I'm at.
So I guess my final question with polygamy is, and your case here is, because you weren't maybe open to this before you met him, what gets you to be? Were you not okay with it at first, even though he's up front? Do you have to wean yourself into it? Is it an experiment for you to, hey, let's just try it, see what happens, see where it goes type of thing? How do you ease your way into it?
How do you ease? Okay, yeah.
If it was an ease, maybe if it was a flip of a light switch,
yeah,
you can
describe.
describe.
Slick was a flip of a light switch because we wasn't expecting to go as far as where we are. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we both were thinking that way, but wherever God took us, that's where he took us. And so, like, it wasn't easy at all, especially not for me, but it was I feel like I don't have insecurities. Like, honestly, like, everybody, like, how do you deal with it? I feel like some women, they may stalk everybody every day or something. And I'm not talking about these women exactly, but just women in general. Like, if your man has another woman and you're going, like, you know what I'm saying? Other people are going to want to look at that person all day. You're going to want to know where that person, you're going to want to know where your man's at every day. Which wife is he with? You know what I'm saying? I don't think like that. I literally don't give a fuck. Like, I just wait until when he's home, he home. When I'm getting in the studio, I'm in the studio. When he's not with me, I'm working on whatever I gotta continue to see. I don't wait home and foot for nobody. Like, I literally go to work and do what I have to do to succeed for me and my family in my household. And so that's what I do. I feel like if you have insecurities with yourself, and if you feel like you're not the shit, if you feel like you're not worthy, then it's not going to work, because of course your mind is going to go crazy. I just feel like everybody ain't cut for the shit. Period. You got to be cut for it. You got to be a certain type of person to deal with that. That's why everybody's against it, because you got to be a certain type of person. I'm cut from a different cloth. It's not a lot of cloth left where I was cut from. So that's just in reality. I know it's different, but I'm different. I'm one of a kind.
Now, speaking of cut from a different cloth, somebody watching this might say, I don't know if I can be into it. I don't know if I can. How does one know if they are, if the lifestyle of polygamy is right, if they're the right type of person for that or not? Is there any certain characteristics?
I think that the characteristics that you're supposed to really have, it's really not, I think it's the emotions. You can't be an emotional roller coaster. Like, everybody, you have to be human, but what I'm saying is, I think like a nigga. So I think that's why I'm able to deal with what I deal, because I think like a nigga. But the thing is, I don't want a whole bunch of niggas. I'm okay with just having one man in one life and a million careers, entrepreneur, businesswoman, successful with the one love of my life. And whatever the fuck he doing when he not with me, I honestly don't give a fuck. So, like, I just think like a nigga. A straight nigga. Like, my girl going over here. My nigga going over here, then he going over there. Like, long as I'm bringing in the money, long as I'm taking care of my mother and my sisters and my nieces and nephews and my future children, then that's all that matters. Like, people be thinking, like, I don't speak negative things out my mouth. I don't speak what other people say out my mouth, because I'm not going to speak that into reality. I'm not going to live in hell because y'all want me to live in hell. I'm not going to hate somebody and go stalk another bitch because y'all want me to hate that person and go stalk another bitch. I'm going to live for me, okay? And I think that's just as much. I think that's the only reason. I think the only person that you could be is not emotionless, because you have to love, you get what I'm saying? But you have to love yourself more. That's what it is. Love yourself more. And if you love yourself more than you can love any human being, then it'll work. Because I love myself more than any human being. And that's just that. And I'm going to make sure that Amirror is straight at the end of the day.
One of the things you mentioned in this conversation was like a rule or a golden rule in your relationship with him, which was, I want to know things first.
Yeah.
Are there any other basic rules or golden rules in your relationship as far as polygamy?
You know what? We don't really have any rules, because we trust each other, vice versa, 100%. So, like, I can, like, go outside with a million niggas, and I promise you, he's never going to think that I'm doing anything, because he know me. He know not this shell. He don't see what y'all see. I don't see what y'all see. You know what I'm saying? With him, it's so, like, it's the trust. You have to trust somebody 100% to know that everything is going to work out for your well-being. So, the good of all.
Now, also in this conversation, and there's been so many details we've talked about, I just need to refresh my memory here. In this conversation, you mentioned your grandfather, and I don't know if you said your dad or your grandfather's dad, which would be your great-grandfather.
My grandfather, yes, Hanif Shabazz.
And then when you said dad, you meant...
My real dad.
Oh, your biological father.
Yes.
And that's grandfather on your father's side.
Yep, that's his dad. My dad's side is Muslim.
And speaking... Go ahead.
I was about to say my mom's side is Christian.
Okay. But you do take after Muslim.
Yes.
How did that happen? being that you have two parents that are different religions in the household?
Um, well, my grandfather is the first person who brought the mosque that is for Muslims. That's instead of calling, church, we call them mosques. So my grandfather was the first person ever to bring mosques inside New York, and they were in Harlem. And he goes by Hanif Shabazz, and he taught Farrakhan and Malcolm X the Quran. He taught them Islamic. So, like, my family is very, very, very well known in the Muslim world. So it's different. It's a different life, and I'm just grateful. And I know my grandfather he's passed, but I know he's very happy for me because I'm not like a lot of people can turn evil when being in situations like this. A lot of people can turn evil when just being a successful person, So, like, I know that where I'm going is different. Like, so regardless of who started what or what religion, I don't give a fuck if I didn't have a religion. I'm still going to do what I want to do. Period. I don't care who taught me here. I don't care if it was 20 generations ago. At the end of the day, Amir is going to do what Amir want to do for herself. I don't care if I got to make up my own religion. It's for me. So.
For additional context, when it came to your parents,
Yeah.
Were they together as you were growing up?
Nope. My mom and my dad together. Well, you know what? They were together when I was younger, but they split up maybe when I was like 6. So, because we moved to Georgia when I was like 9 years old. So, yeah, my mother and dad wasn't together.
Do you know the reason behind the split?
Just, they just don't want to be with each other. They have different personalities, but they made me, so they still talk to each other. They still love each other, but, they both have different lifestyles, so it changes.
When it came to the split, who'd you end up living with?
My mother, of course, my mom. I'm a mommy's girl.
Now, your mother does follow Christianity.
Yes.
Is it a certain denomination under Christianity she follows?
Well, you know what? I don't rather not speak on her preference in religion right now. I would rather her speak on that.
Okay.
So just to not touch, it's too many different, opinions to coming to that. So, and my mom, she'll sit here and she'll read the whole Bible and this thing. So I'd rather not speak for her.
Okay. When it comes to Islam,
yes.
Okay, is it a certain branch or sect you follow?
It's not a certain brand nor set. You don't have to be in a set nor brand when following Islam. Like, if you want to be Muslim, you can just study the Quran and you follow Allah. And that's where it will take you, and no one can judge you from there. You don't have to go to a mosque. You don't have to go. As long as you can pray at home and do the things that you need to do to show Allah that you can be who you want to be for Him and for yourself, then anything is possible. So.
And when it comes to Islam for you, were you like that from the very beginning?
You know what? Honestly, my grandfather tried to have me wear my hijabs, that's the scarves. He tried to, mind you, he had the first schools, not just the mosques, but all the schools teaching Arabic there. And I used to go to the schools, but honestly, my mother and my dad didn't last so long that I will only be able to see my grandfather during certain times. So, like, during a certain times, he would teach me as much, but it didn't stick with me as much when I was younger because of the separation between my parents. But my father has always stayed on me. And my mother, she's definitely my mother right now, honestly, is literally, she is actually practicing like Islamic right now. She's trying because she sees like how my spirit is, so she's just like, let me try to see if I can practice as well. And of course, Akon talks to her all the time, and my mother, she goes with us out the country to Africa and everything, so she sees a lot of places that we travel, it's all Muslims. So like, it's just a lot of teachings that is happening. Even Akon's father, like, he has schools in Dakar that has many schools, so that has the same teaching. So it's just the best of both worlds.
So for you, and I'm finishing up here, conversation of religion with you. For you, when do you, I don't know if there's an age you want to put to it or what part of your life, but when do you fully embrace Islam? When do you fully accept it?
I fully accepted it maybe before me and Akon took a lot of things serious. So maybe about 5 years ago. That's when I really started to like pray at least I don't pray 6 times a day. I do if I have time, but I pray at least 4 times a day, honestly. And it's different. I even want to teach so many people so many things about my religion and my standpoint, but it's a touchy subject, so you don't want to. And then the way I dress, a lot of people don't feel like I'm coming out as a Muslim because the way I may portray, the way I look. But as well, I'm an entertainer, I'm an artist, so I can't do everything by the book.
So for you, just to for added clarification, when you fully embrace it in your chronological history, and Akon comes into the picture, I know you met him once, but I think it was the second time. Maybe
Yeah.
things get a little bit more further between you and his relationship. Um, when it comes to Islam, is it something he reintroduces to you, or is it something that you were already embracing in the midst of him coming into your life?
Oh no, I was of course embracing it. My grandfather is the main teacher to Islam, so like, I was definitely already embracing it. I know how to pray in Arabic, so I knew the pray before he even taught me. So I knew the emotions of praying, so it's already in me. It's my blood. So it's not something he had to teach me. It's already in me. But he did help me understanding it as an adult. When you're a child and when you're an adult, it's 2 different brains. You get what I'm saying? So he just gave me more knowledge, introduced me with more knowledge. My grandfather has passed away. So honestly, I see a lot in my Akon that I see in my grandfather. So that helps a lot too.
What age were you when your grandfather passes away?
I was 17. I was in high school. Yeah. That was the worst time. But I know that he's with me, so I'm okay.
And for time reference, it's October 2021 now. And I wanted to piggyback on, I think, one more thing here in the conversation that we have ongoing. There was something you said in the interview where you said that Akon provides this opportunity where, okay, you can stay in this place and do what you need to do, and it was an opportunity he gave you that no one else gave you before. You mentioned that in the interview. And then at some point, you guys engage romantically and you become his wife at one point. At what point does the romanticness kick in? When you were given that opportunity, was it strictly a friendship, strictly an opportunity, or was
no, and it never was just an opportunity. It was opportunity as to be by him, to be closer to him.
Okay.
To see where we can lead.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. Of course, like we came in each other, of course, of liking each other, but we didn't know how we wanted to like each other. You get what I'm saying? But it's a lot of things where, a lot of personal things that we couldn't just jump right at each other when we wanted to talk to each other. It couldn't be like that because he has to respect what he had going on and I had to respect whatever I had going on. You get what I'm saying? So in our life, it was all about timing. Literally all about timing. So
just to get some further clarification, the first time you meet him and then the second time he provides this opportunity, how far apart in time are we talking?
2011 versus 2017. Yeah, that was a big gap.
And prior to 2017, you were a video vixen.
Yes. No, prior to 2016, at the end of the, 2016, I think I made, I don't know. I think it's the end of 2017. I wasn't doing video vixen stuff, but I was doing commercials. I actually was doing Adidas. I did Adidas commercial. So I was still doing videos, but like different, like commercials, So it wasn't, I still call that video vixen because I was video vixen. That's how I got the position. But still, the last thing I did far as like videography, like with other people other than who I'm working with now, is from Adidas. So, and I think the last video I did on set far as video vixen was with T.I. and Jacquees. Yes.
And that was what year maybe?
I think that was in the beginning of 2017. It had to be. I don't even think about nothing video vixenish that I've been working so much now on my career. Like, I know we talk so much about everything else, but I've been working so much on my singles and my album and my career that my brain is like numb.
Yeah, we've been talking about a chronological history, and then we've talked about some other elements in your life.
As needed.
But when it comes to video vixen, how long do you think that was in your life? How long of a career would you say you were a video vixen for? I know things ended roughly 2017, but how many years do you think you were doing it?
Maybe like 2013 to 2016 type stuff. Mm-hmm. A few years.
Now, and that's what you were doing full-time at one point in your career.
Yeah, I was doing it full-time. Oh, no, and I was a makeup artist. Yep. I had my own makeup. Like, that's literally what I really sometimes want to do still while being an artist, but I know I don't have the time, but I still want. Sometimes I miss doing makeup, and I used to do hair, too. That was my jobs that I had, a hairstylist, and I did makeup.
What was the chronological order?
Hairstylist, video vixen, makeup artist.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Video vixen, makeup artist at the same time.
Okay. Now, when did music come into play? Through the midst of everything we've already established.
Music, I've been doing music since I was like 4 years old. Like my grandmother used to record me when I was 4 years old. Like, she has so many cassette tapes. Like, it's so crazy. Even my mom, like, I used to have these white cowboy boots and used to get them dirty. And my grandmother had this all white couch. And she taught me this one jingle for Christmas. And I used to just jump on her couch with them boots on, singing. And she didn't care because I sounded so good that she like, keep singing, baby. But yes, I've been singing like all my life, literally. I just used Video Vixen casting to get my name out there at first because little small town West Virginia, like, I'm very grateful to where I'm at today because nobody but Steve Harvey have made it from West Virginia. So, like, I'm honored, honestly.
So, is music for you an art form or a hustle?
It's definitely an art form because I don't need the income. If I don't need the music income, I don't need it to survive, is what I'm saying. Like, I have so many talents that I can do anything to have a hustle. So, music is literally an art for me because I'm passionate about it. I live and breathe music. Like, music makes me feel at home. I feel like music is home for me. I'm at peace when I hear my music. I'm at peace when I hear anybody else's music that I can relate to. Like, everybody know, as soon as you turn on, you could be feeling like anything, and as soon as you turn on one song, your emotions can just be better or make you feel just more deep in the shit. So,
Grandmother, you mentioned on your mother's side or father's side here?
dad side.
So, when it comes to music, and you meet Akon for a second time in 2017, and things develop into a romantic relationship, was he aware of you musically at that point of time?
Oh yeah, he's always been aware of me musically, but I didn't really put it on him about music until maybe like, well, he's always known me musically since like 2011.
Okay.
Because remember I told you that in that interview that we had in 2000, not in the interview, in the meeting that we had in 2011, I was doing the Disney soundtrack for the Mulan soundtrack. So he already knew me musically, but I think he really saw like around home, like he probably heard me, like, like really going at it. And I still was working in the studio. I wasn't asking him to book me out studio. I was still going to work myself. I had put out a single, but it wasn't on all platforms, but I put it out on a platform like before I was signed to him. Like, I was still like known as an artist. So I just more professionally, the right way, the legendary way is better through him. Now I don't have to stress too much about trying to find out the professional way at every level. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm my eyes is open. I'm hands on to every level.
So, how does things evolve musically for you with him romantically involved at simultaneously? Is it something you say, "Hey, I need help with this music," or is it something he takes upon himself and says, "Look, I can take where you're at musically and do this"?
Oh, he controls every damn thing. I'm gonna be 100% honest, baby. Do what you want to do because guess what? You are who you are. You are an icon. Akon, the damn icon. And this man, at this point, I feel like I need to be his assistant. That's how good he is. He ain't even got to be my manager. Like, just anything that he put his hands on, anything that comes out of his mouth just always makes the fuck sense. Like, I don't even have to, I'd rather not be in control. Like, I know everybody. Shit. That's like, honestly, Akon could stand beside Beyonce, Prince, like Michael Jackson, like Whitney Houston. He has songs with all of them. Like, so it's like, I'm not about to ask Whitney Houston, can I control shit? Whitney got me, okay? Period, because I'm not doing that. But even if I did ask that, trust me, I'm very hands-on, and I voice my opinion about everything. And everything that comes his way, any deals, anything, like, he runs it by me first. And it's always like that. Like, I trust him 100%. So...
And I'm pausing here just to look over my notes. I had something I was going to say and I lost my train of thought. It had something to do with music. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. All right. Because you are involved with him romantically and music is your career at this point, safe to say?
Mm-hmm.
Being a recording
Yes.
artist, that's
Yes.
your
That's
business, your music business.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work being romantically connected to somebody, but then being businessly connected, if that's a word, business, I don't know, business connected to a person at simultaneously?
I think it actually, for everybody else, it probably wouldn't, but for me, it works out because when you honestly, my mom has, I never had to see my mom work. Like, she's always been taken care of. Like, that's just been our households. Like, my stepfather always took care of my mom. My dad always took care of us. Like, you get what I'm saying? The woman is supposed to provide the children, provide the food, provide everything that she needs to provide, right? So outside of my career, I'm going to provide that. So we don't have nothing to complain about when it comes to personal. Long as I'm working on my damn business and we both doing what both each other like need to do, then it's going to make the dream work. I feel like without him, this dream is not going to work. And whatever he want to do, wherever his life is going, he needs me too. I don't just need him. He needs me. And he would tell everybody that. We both are investing in each other. And that's the only way that it can work, is because you have to trust a person and you have to sacrifice. Some days I do cry my fucking eyes out. Like, I'm only human. Some days I am stressed and I feel like which way to go. You get what I'm saying? Like, some days I feel like I'm on top of the world and I could take over everybody. Some days I feel like the world is on top of me. So it's just like, I'm not saying everything is perfect, and I'm not saying nothing is bad. You get what I'm saying? But I am saying that in reality, like, you have to have somebody to keep it balanced. A king needs his queen, and a queen needs his king. And that's just that.
And there are relationships where two recording artists work
Yeah.
together, business-wise and romantically, and
Yeah.
then there's relationships where they fall apart.
And you know what? I can see why things could fall apart, but because guess what? I feel like the only reason why it'll fall apart is because one partner won't be into it as much as the other. That's the only reason. But if both partners can sacrifice and do exactly what the other person's doing equally, then it would work out. You can't stab each other in the back. It won't work out. Like, I feel like the growth of where I'm at shows how solid me and Akon is. The growth of where I'm going shows how solid and loyal and committed we are. Like, just in regardless, like, and even if we wasn't together tomorrow, at the end of the day, we're still going to be solid because we're that type of person. Like, I could play around with him and be like, baby, I'm done. I'm done. He'd be like, well, shit, well, be done. But we still got work to do. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's never will be any hate. Like, I don't have hate in my heart. And if anybody's watching this interview, I need everybody to go. One thing I do want them to look at is the law of the four agreements. It's a book, and you guys need to read that. Like, the four agreements, okay? Because I feel like then you guys will understand where me and him is how we live our life. That's what we both are connected to, is that book and those laws, those agreements.
Musically, does it ever get competitive between you two?
Hell no, because I ain't him, I ain't a man, and he ain't a woman, so he can't do what I could do, and I can't do what he could do. But far as like, he's my biggest cheerleader and my biggest, criticizer, and vice versa. So it's just like, if I do something wrong, I'm not taking it like if he tells me I'm doing something wrong, I'm not taking it to the head like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, or I hate you, nigga, get out my face. No, I'm taking it that he's only saying this to make us both better. Like, I gotta win, so it just works out like that.
Musically, is he easy or tough to work with?
In the middle. He is not easy working with him because it's him. And it's just like you want him to hear the best out of you, because it's just like you want to show him that you're never going to be that woman that he's in a personal relationship. You're first lady convict. So I always have to be better than the best when showing him, like, I full live, like, have to perform in front of him before I perform at anybody. Like, it's a full mic, it's a full stage, it's a full, like, our audience that we have ourselves. Like, is very professional. When it's professional, I don't even feel like I'm in a relationship when I'm doing business. When it's like, everything is separate. And it's because we built it that way. We built our home the way we want it to work. And that's what people don't do. You have to learn how to build your home, your career, your life the way you want it to work, not how anybody. Don't let nobody else put no bricks to build your home.
Now, when it comes to Akon, what's your favorite characteristic about him? What do you enjoy the most about him?
I enjoy his... It's so many things, honestly.
Is there one that takes the cake, though? Is there
The
one
one
that just...
that takes the cake, I enjoy... He's not confrontational. He is not confrontational at all. And when I say, like, maybe, like, of course, like, men will be a little mad at certain things, but when it comes to me, like, I'm a angry bird. When I get angry, okay? But when he get mad, you don't even fucking know that he's mad. And I feel like that's how it works out. It's like he's like kryptonite. He's like, you know, he knows how to calm the hawk down. Like, and I just go, whew. And I turn back to myself. That's one thing. I don't know how that works, but he's the only person that can literally, like, go like this and I just relax everything. So that's one thing about him. He knows how to turn my frown upside down.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, is there anything that bugs you about him, bothers you, gets under your skin? Biggest pet peeve, maybe?
He just too damn nice to everybody. I be like, fuck them. You need to be a little bit of mean. Like not mean, but like, I feel like some things, he's just such a good person at heart and he would never be mean to anybody. But it's just some people I feel like it's okay to just not give them too much of you. Like, he doesn't like to let anything really go. Just in anything. It may be a song, a home. Like, he just don't like to let anything go. He's just a little... And that's kind of mean if I'm saying he's a little too nice, isn't it? I don't know. But that is one of the things I don't like sometimes. Sometimes he's just too nice to everybody. You can't be nice to everybody.
Is he the nicest person you ever met?
No, my grandma is actually the nicest person I ever met. But he's definitely in the top 5. Definitely.
And this is grandmother again you're referring to on your father's side?
Yes. Grandma cats.
Biggest advice or most important thing you learned being around him?
The most important rule I learned being around him is the 100% rule. That means that everything that we go through in life, no matter good or bad, we go through it because God wants us to 100% go through it. And that's the rule. No matter if it's good, God wants me to go through it. That's God's path for me. No matter what is bad, God's want me to go through it 100%. And that's 100% rule. I live by God, and that's what he wants me to do. And whichever way that it goes, I have to 100% agree to that, because that's where you can't stress about life. You get what I'm saying? If you think too much about the negative, you think too much about all this nonsense, then life won't be as good as you want to make it. So I live by the 100% rule. And that's what he taught me.
Have you guys collaborated yet on a song?
Yes, we have. We have so many songs, but I can't let anybody know when it's coming out. But definitely we collaborate. It's honestly the best songs that I have. I cry every time I hear the damn songs, but I'm excited that we have that. I'm honored.
And I'm just tying up my loose ends here. When it comes to, I do have one additional question, and these are miscellaneous questions I have left.
Okay.
When it comes to being romantically involved with someone and being in the music business like you two are, what happens, or not even music business, we could take music out of it, just a business period and you're romantically linked with someone. What happens if something doesn't go right on the business side of things, or music business in this case? Does that carry on into the romantic or personal side of things? Does work carry over personally, for example?
I get
Maybe,
it. Trust me, it
okay.
does. Sometimes both clashes, but the thing is, what we both do is we just give each other a break. All you can do is be human and give each other a break. But guess what? We know at the end of the day, we both gonna fight because we both invested into each other so much that it's slick impossible to walk away. And and it's not impossible because we don't want to walk away, but when you have, it's like a marriage. You get what I'm saying? When you're married, you can't just, you want to divorce or you want to just, what you want to do? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't know how to give up on each other. And that's what I love, is that we fight for each other no matter what. Like, even if we wasn't with each other, we would fight for each other business wise. Like, I'm gonna make sure he's straight, you're gonna make sure I'm straight. And the thing is, not just make sure that I'm straight, he gonna make sure my family's straight, and I'm gonna make sure his family's straight. At the end of the day, if he know that if any emergency calls, if he needed anything, I can be the one that go help anybody in his life. And that's what I'm grateful for, because at the end of the day, you can't think about all the fuck ups. You get what I'm saying? You can't think about, because man gonna be man, okay? And women, we gonna have attitudes. We gonna be bitches. We gonna do all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, if you love each other, you love each other. If you don't, you don't.
Does music bring you two closer together or farther apart?
Definitely closer. That is, I feel like we wouldn't be together if it wasn't musically. Like, music, again, is like, whenever we have like different opinions on anything or whatever, sometimes he may go to the studio and write his emotions in a song and send it to me. And sometimes I may write in my lyric book, and then I'll give him my lyric book and or my journal, and he'll read it. Like, music combines us, definitely.
When you guys met that second time, back in 2017, you approach him, he approaches you. How did that actually?
We went bowling. And so I was with my homegirls. He was with his homeboys and homegirls too. And honestly, Akon is that's like, we have bowling dates all the time, but like, he's so competitive when it comes to any sport, and especially bowling. So like, and I am competitive. So we were like two competitive motherfuckers on a bowling. And that's how it just clicked. We were joking the whole time. It was really funny. Like, but one day I might post that footage, because I did get some documentary footage of that.
That very second time you guys met?
Yes. That's what's crazy. I have so much footage, but it'll come because I have a lot coming soon. So, but yep, that's how that went.
So just for added clarification, this was something that was set up, or randomly you just happened to be
Oh, it
bowling?
was set up.
Oh.
Yeah. He had people that I knew, and they invited me out. I think he knew I was coming. I don't know. In my mind, I think he knew I was coming. But when I got there, it was vibes. And one thing led to another, and here we are.
Who's the better bowler between you two?
He definitely is. I won't lie about that.
Okay, we're wrapping up here. I have two very straightforward, uncensored questions for you
Okay.
that people in the audience may be curious about.
Okay.
Are you brainwashed?
Nope. I wish I was. Then hell, then maybe I wouldn't think that I'm crazy at sometimes. But hell, if I'm brainwashed and somebody motherfucker come click a thing and I think I'm just well supported, well cared for, well loved, well talked to, well catered to, well spoken to, well treated. And so people may think, oh, she's just accepting this and accepting this and accepting this and accepting this. I'm not accepting shit at all. I'm doing it. This is my life. I'm not accepting it. Okay? To accept something, you got to turn something down. I'm not turning nothing down. I'm accepting it. I'm giving choices. I had a choice to go this way or go this way. I chose to go this way. So never would I be brainwashed. Shit, if somebody brainwash me to go get $1 billion from somewhere. Okay?
And speaking of money,
Yes.
are you a gold digger?
I'm definitely not a gold digger. I'm a goal digger. Definitely have to have somebody successful in my life. Definitely have to have goals. Definitely have to have money because I got my own money. Definitely got to have more than me. And definitely got to be that motherfucking nigga. And I'm going to be honest, mine's the biggest one. So it's not going down from here. And if I did go down from here, it's going to have to be with a lady that's up there. Cause Oprah, Ellen show. What's her name? Let me stop. Rihanna. Shit, Beyonce. Let me stop. But nah, honestly, people could think I'm a gold digger, but it is what it is. Shit. If you ain't a gold digger, then hell, you better be something. You better dig something. Shit.
Now, you have been very open on this topic, in this conversation about your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are not. Some people are very private and closed about things of that nature. Why are you open about some of these things you've discussed?
Because I'm already being talked about. And I feel like I'm not going to put a target on my head. I'm going to just put it out there. Like, the thing is, I'm already being talked about. I'm already being targeted. I'm already being bothered. I'm already being pointed at all times. So it's just like, give me the mic. Let me drop that shit at the end of the night. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I am. I always been the center of attention. And I'm not being funny. All my friends know it. Everybody know it. And one thing is I am private. A lot of shit that people, they think they see things, but they really ain't seeing not a damn thing. Like, it's what? They see what we want them to see. Akon has my passwords to every damn thing and vice versa. Okay? So it's just like, life is great. And I'm just feeling amazing.
Now, I've asked you a lot of questions in regards to this topic. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to say? Is there a question fans want to know? People want to know? Is there anything else you want to address? Anything else you want to get off your chest while I have you here?
Yeah. I will say 2 things. One, I'll talk personal and I'll talk business. So one, when it comes to my personal relationship is don't think about it too much. If I'm not thinking about it, don't ride yourself at home looking at this interview. Don't try to put 2 and 2 together when I done gave you the whole goddamn pizza, okay? I didn't give you a slice. I gave you the whole goddamn pizza. So it's like, it is what it is. Don't judge anybody. Look at yourself, look at your reflection every day and make sure that you 100% right within yourself before you go judging anybody. And understand me, don't feel like I need anybody to do anything because, again, when you have a true partner at things, you can be successful. A lot of motherfuckers don't know how to be real towards each other. A lot of people use each other. And in my relationship, Akon is not dumb. If I was using him, he would know. This man is Akon, okay? He's bigger than the president at times, okay? Like, he would know. So trust me, the way I love him is even more this way. So it's just like, and when it comes to business, understand that my single is out, Move, and I'm going to the motherfucking top. My single is out on all platforms. My video is out and already almost a half damn million already on YouTube and my Vivo. So it's like, and I'm going on a comic culture tour soon. So, and I'm having a single coming out soon. And Akon have new music coming out soon. So it's just like, my team is lit and I'm going to forever be lit. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I do these interviews because I respect the interviewers, but I don't give a fuck or what nobody think about me. And that's all I got to say.
And just for transparency, sometimes there's been some laughing in the background. There is another person in the room with us. Care to share who that person is at all?
That is my best friend, a.k.a. me and Akon's big little bro, and his name is E-Boy. And he is basically like my security. Like, everywhere I go, Akon makes sure that he's there. And not just because Akon wants him there, but that's really my bestie. So, like, I have him everywhere. But we have the best vibe, and I do appreciate him for being in my life because, man, my life is one of a kind, and he's African. So he prays with me. You know, he guides me. He talks to me. Same way with Akon, you know. He is like my mom's son, too. So, like, I'm grateful. And I know y'all was hearing him probably laugh this because he agrees to everything I say. And he probably shocked that I haven't said any other crazy shit because it's really more. But y'all gonna see. I'm pretty sure I will be back.
Just for clarification, when you say little bro, do you mean biologically related or is just the phrase little bro?
Just the phrase, yeah, because Akon, of course, is older than me and him both. So little bro to him, but bestie to me. And we met him through one of Akon's cousins. So we're all family. And you know, once you meet an African, everybody African. Everybody family, okay?
Care to share your race, ethnicity, nationality?
Okay, so I am Portuguese, and I'm pretty sure I'm a lot more, honestly. And that would be fun, too, if we did, because I just ordered the ancestry test. And since we did that, we could do another interview later and put those results out if you want to. But, yes, I'm Portuguese, and no, I don't speak Portuguese, but I'm learning right now because my grandmother speaks Portuguese. So, yeah. And, of course, I'm African-American as well, but I know everybody, like, she looks something, she looks mixed. Everybody always asks me that, so that's what it is.
And which from your mother, which from your father?
My father, yes, is Portuguese.
And anything else you didn't mention in this interview you'd like to now? I know we've talked about a lot of things, but anything else that comes to mind? Any loose ends you want to tie? Anything additional you would like to say before we end?
Get to know me for me. Stay tuned for me. Nothing, ain't everything. I know we talked about Akon because obviously he's a part of my life, but I want everybody to know that he is not a mirror. A mirror is a mirror. He's just a part of my life. And so everything that y'all see I'm doing, understand, it's for me. You get what I'm saying? And when you find somebody that loves you for you, because I'm crazy, okay? And you got to love me for me too, okay? And that's one thing. Y'all are accepting. I mean, everybody is like weirded out about our situation, but don't understand who I really am. You get what I'm saying? Y'all don't understand what he got to take from me. And that's just being in reality. But again, it's not all about Akon in a mirror. I want this interview to make sure I end it with that. Y'all see what I'm doing. Y'all see what I'm doing. Y'all see what's coming next. Again, please continue to listen to Move. Continue to put that shit to the top. And I got so much coming. And I love this interview. And I love y'all. And don't forget, look at yourself and your reflection every day. And don't be naive to your reflection. Anything that you feel like you need to fix, look at yourself and fix that shit like ASAP. Don't stop, because nothing is impossible. And I literally live by that. And don't speak out anything negative out your mouth, okay? The law of attraction is real. Make sure you speak everything positive to existence, okay? And that's that.
One final question that just popped in my head.
Yes.
I know you guys meet for a second time in 2017. At what point do you become his wife?
So, I don't know if he wants me to exactly tell that, so I'll just leave that alone. But regardless, that's my husband. I'm his wife. And it is a date to that, but I don't want to explore that because a lot of, I already told y'all a lot, but understand that I have so much coming soon, and y'all will see so much, okay? It's not the right timing to explain all of this to y'all, but later on, y'all will get it. I promise you. You will get everything that you want to get. And just I love it. All the negative comments, all the positive comments, it's all good for me. It don't matter. So.
Why doesn't it matter for you?
It
For
doesn't.
some, it could be suicide.
It doesn't matter for me because I'm not jealous of no fucking body. I don't compete with nobody. You can't compete where you don't compare. And I'm not even saying can't nobody compete with me. All I'm saying is I'm competing against, it's me versus me. So, I just don't know how to care about something that I wasn't taught to care about. I wasn't taught to care about what the fuck people say about me that's negative. My mother told me to keep that shit pushing. And if a bitch say something negative, if she ain't in front of you with the pressure, then that's just words. Words can't cut from over that way. And we all bleed the same way in reality. So I would never be scared of nobody. I'm not even trying to talk like that. But in reality, it's me versus me. And I wish everybody could think like that. I'm literally starting a mere reflection talk, very soon, about girls having that self-doubt with themselves and feeling like they're brainwashed, or feeling like they gotta depend on somebody, or feeling like they don't have nothing else in them to keep going. I am a champion of it. So I want to teach anybody else, how to get through it, because suicidal is really real. And it's a lot of bitches that probably want to kill themselves today because they don't see this interview. But guess what? I'm here for you, sis. And I'm not being funny about it, because if it ain't easy for me, it ain't easy for nobody to watch. So, like I said, you're only human, and don't care about anybody's opinions. And I have other people to live for. I'm not living for myself. So that's probably what makes sense. I'm not living for myself. I live for my family, because it has to be generations after me and generations after me that knows that Amir did this for us. Whatever I gotta sacrifice, no matter what it is, for my brain, mind, body, and soul, whatever I have to sacrifice, that's what I'm gonna sacrifice for me and mine. And me and mine's including Akon. So. I'm really just happy that I did the interview, because I'm pretty sure these questions again are always being asked, and they're being asked under my comment sections of everything, or through homegirls, through fake pages, through all of this. It's I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers. Here y'all go. Here we go. And trust me, he don't give a shit. He don't care. He don't even look at the internet. I'm going to be honest. I only tell him when stuff is going on. So, but I love it. Again, I appreciate DJ Smallz even having this interview with me. Even when DJ Smallz first asked me to do this interview, years ago, I wasn't who I am today. So it's just I couldn't wait to do this interview with him and make sure that I was open to any of questions, because I know that he saw where I've been and I saw his growth as well. So it's just it just only makes sense. And I appreciate this interview. And I'm just excited for this interview to be seen today, and later on in my future, it'll all make sense, you know? You know how you have to put something out visually for people to even understand you? A lot of people just see me post pictures. They only see my video shoots, but you don't. Interviews make things more to reality when you're hearing it out somebody's voice. So it's better for me this way.